Hey folks, how you doing? So, as promised and as expected, and I'm very looking forward to it, the review of the cold steel Spartan. Really badass knife, really gorgeous looking blade, not that heavy. Talking about the weight, let me weigh it for you. 260 grams, which is 9 ounces. For such a huge knife, it actually, especially when you hold it in the hand, this substantial knife, it does not feel that heavy. And what you got here is 4.5 inch blade, 4.25 inch cutting edge, but it's definitely more because of that curvature. It gives you, let me see if I can actually measure it somehow. It's about 4.5 inch cutting edge. In the length, it's 4.25, but with all the curvatures, it's more. It's probably even more than 4.5. The overall from the top of the handle is 4.5 inch to the point. Overall length is 10.5 almost. So huge knife. Of course, it's as pretty much every cold steel knife I ever handled and seen, and also I think from the reviews, comes razor sharp, which is definitely a must for a good company. And it's sharp enough to tackle even the thin paper. It's not as easy because of the blade shape and because of the V-grind and the but it definitely, even from the factory, it can tackle even that thin packing paper, which is really nice. Because of the weight and everything, stuff like this freehand cutting of this thin light stuff but fairly strong is actually no problem at all. This might even, with some good skills, I think this could even go, I don't know if they did it in the video, but this could go even to the Manila rope. From the swing you have really a lot of momentum, a lot of force behind that blade. Nice blade, heavy, very comfortable to handle. Now let's get on with some testing, just some cutting, see how that blade holds, and then some chopping and stuff like that. It's kind of, it's different. I have to hold that knife like this to go with the belly. If I go like that, it kind of gets stuck. It's definitely different than the normal knife. But like everything else, it's just a matter of getting used to it. Slides through this thin cardboard, it's like nothing, like to butter. This is just a kind of like a stronger paper. Not much to it. Now when I quadruple it, that paper, I can feel the resistance a little bit. I'm curious to see how it will feel on the cardboard. It will definitely improve once I convex the edge. I want to see how it performs out of the box. You know, how you get the knife with the V-grind. That's, as for the review, it's a little more fair, because not everybody will convex it, and not everybody even knows or wants to convex it, so this will be a little more fair to the manufacturer. Of course, pretty nice. So let's see some cardboard box. Thick stuff, the double layer. Goes hard, but to the regular cardboard, you know, one single layer goes fairly easy. I'm kind of surprised to have a hollow grind to go like this. It's actually nice and pretty comfortable. Not much resistance there. It's nice, kinda, I would say it's shallow hollow grind. It's not very deep, which I like. I think it's better. I think the closer to the full flat it is, the better, but that's just my opinion. Of course it matters also what you're gonna use the knife for, but so far still feels nice and sharp. I'm gonna check it on the paper. Yeah, kinda no surprise this has to, after just cutting up the box, it has to handle stuff like that. Let me see that packing paper, if it still can tackle that. Little bit, yep. Still bites the nail, so that's still definitely sharp enough. Let's see some wood, how well it will do with the wood. First some soft wood. Let me grab it like this so I can kinda, you know, cut into it. Definitely doesn't have such a good bite as a Scandi or convex edge. That's just the geometry of the edge if you're cutting into the material, you know, deep in. But the surface, definitely, just the sharpness itself does the job nicely. Cuts well. Right, if I'm gonna try to go deep in, it just won't let me go under heavy angle. It needs that material to move away from the way of the blade. That's just the physics. This is very soft wood, but still does the job nicely. But like I said, if I were to, you know, if I needed to cut through this by cutting, it would take much work, because I need to, you know, go into the material deep to get through it efficiently. Let's see some little harder wood. This is I think pine, or what is it, the 2x3. Doesn't want to go in. I can do nice feather sticks with this, but doesn't really want to go into the material. And let's see some hard wood, how it will stand up against that. Again, that walnut, super hard. Really nasty stuff. I actually cut myself on this wood, on the shaving like this, you know, when I did the feather sticks. I was cleaning it off, I actually cut my hand pretty bad on the freaking wood. That's how hard it is. It's nasty stuff. This just shaves it. That edge won't let it go in. It shaves it nicely, but it just won't let it go into it. Let's see if I'll chop into it, how well that will work. Very small pieces. I mean, I don't want to go too crazy into it. I don't want to. That is nasty wood. I wouldn't be chopping wood like this out there. It just makes no sense, and you probably won't even be able to find wood like this in the nature, outdoors. Let's see how the edge held after a little whittling. I can feel the difference actually. Certainly. I can feel the difference, and I can see how clean that cut is. I have a little residue here. Let me clean it off to be fair, because that drags the paper a little bit. So to be fair, I'm gonna wipe that off. You might even pick up the sound difference of slicing through the paper, that it does sound different, and I'm pretty sure that it will not be able to. Yep. Cannot handle this no more. The magazine, the packing paper. Don't see no damage. Not small, like nothing. I can see that the edge is not perfect no more, but it's not such a big deal. And last thing I want to do, or one of the, not last thing, but what I want to definitely try with this is going through the 2x3 with a folding knife. Definitely not something I've ever done, and I'm just curious. It's gonna be fun. Work actually gets pretty nice deep cuts. Bites in nice. One difference I can see already, not see but feel, that hollow grind, if you get it deep in, it bites on you. It gets stuck. That's fun. It was nice. It actually looks like it had a little nut in there, so good test. Let me see if I can feel anything. No chips. Don't feel any chips. Still reasonably sharp, not that bad. I'm actually pretty sure that even stuff like splitting will be pretty nice. I'm not gonna do it with open blade on this one. This is supposed to be strong as luck. So it's a breeze. Splits it nice. It is a beast of a knife. Especially for a folding knife. Nice stuff. I like that. Let me see some cross batoning. Works damn nice. Gotta give it to it. That's a nice job. It's nice that you know, having this strong knife, strong folding knife, you don't have to really worry so much. There is no blade play. I have the tiniest wiggle, but I actually think that will settle down with the use of a knife. As it works out, that's how the triad lugs work. They actually have the give to go further and further in, and I think it's just because the knife is new. It has the tiniest play, but like nothing, it's not even worth mentioning, but I believe that it will actually settle in and just disappear with use. And you know what? Pretty nice. Pretty good stuff. Still reasonably sharp, but oh, we're gonna have one more test to do. One more test. Let me grab that copper cable. We're gonna chop up some of this. Let me see if I can even push cut it. No push cut. Let me see if I can push cut leather. I have to apply a fair amount of force, but it does go through it. Nice thing about this blade is you can do that motion, like, you know, belly to tip, like cutting up, like I think it's called the Alaska knife. You know, the thing that you go up and down with the huge belly. It's pretty sweet. You can definitely see quite a big difference in the sharpness of the knife, which is, like I said, it's Aus 8 steel. It will not hold that edge very well compared to like 154 cm. You've seen the test that I did on my knives, pretty much the same exact test, and the knife was still, you know, shaving sharp. Let me see if this one is. With a little more force it still shaves, but my knife, even after all these tests in 154, was able to cut packing paper and magazine paper without any problems. And let's see if it can tackle copper cable without chipping or rolling. I should say rolling, not chipping. This shouldn't chip. It's a soft steel. This should not chip. There was plenty enough. No visible damage, not really. You can see. Yeah, still pretty good. I don't see any major rows. I only see that the edge is not as sharp as it was in the beginning. But yeah, still paper cutting sharp, which is definitely more than enough. So overall, pretty good. I actually think that they probably do different heat treat on this than on their cheaper Aus 8 blades, because the cheaper stuff I got Aus 8 wasn't this good. It didn't hold this good. It couldn't do chopping the copper cable like this. So that's good. Definitely happy with it. Feels great in the hand. It has really good chopping power for what it is. I would like to see it with a different grind. I think this is supposed to be a heavy use knife, and I think a full flat would work a little better, you know, saber grind on this. It might be a little better, but that's just my opinion. But I don't know, I'm just guessing. I think it would be better for the chopping. It wouldn't get bind up so much. But again, this is mostly self-defense knife, which I have no experience, so I cannot talk for that. But so far so good. I gotta say, it surprised me, and I'm sure that if I put a convex edge on it, it will be even better. So pretty good deal. I like it. Good job, Cold Steel. Thank you for watching, guys. Take care, stay safe, and remember, don't cut yourself.